It is time for a trade ideas mailbag here on Seahawks Today. What we have done is on our live show that we do on Wednesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific, we asked people to send in their trade ideas for the Seahawks. They used hashtag trade, hashtag Seahawks, or even super chatted to get their questions on the show. And so what you are about to see is us reacting to those questions that people sent us on the live show. And you may be saying, I want to be a part of a trade mailbag or a mailbag segment of any kind. Well, here's how. If you subscribe to the channel, then you too, yes, you too, can be a part of our future mailbag segments by subscribing for free today at youtube.com/Seahawks TV. Turn on notifications so you never miss a moment. Creative prop with the hashtag Seahawks says, I'm excited to see if our rookie guard Anthony Bradford and Olu can win their way to the starting lineup and mesh like Cross and Lucas meshed. Yeah, I'm very intrigued to see what they do there. Evan Brown, though, I think there's a pretty good chance that he's going to be a starter, but I do think you're going to have some competition for those offensive guard spots. I would give Anthony Bradford a better chance of starting than I would Olu as far as I'm concerned. Both guys have bright futures and I think could be around for a while for the Seahawks team, but in particular, looking at Anthony Bradford to be that guy as far as that goes. Peter's got a trade idea. Peter says, I think we should trade Noah Fant rather than Dissly. I think we can get more stuff in return for Fant. And you very well may be onto something, Peter. Okay? So hear me out. Let's go through this one by one. So Noah Fant, I've always had high hopes, high potential for. I was hoping to see that in 2022 he would have a breakout season where he'd take that next step. I was hoping for that. I had the high hopes, shut up, panic at the disco. But that ultimately didn't happen. He was just kind of mid. He kind of who he was in Denver. Will Dissly, we kind of known since the beginning that he's always been just kind of, good but not great, right? And so if you are looking, if your idea is return on investment, then you're going to get more out of Noah Fant than you would be Will Dissly. If you're looking at what player would I rather have on my team, I'd rather have Noah Fant than I would Will Dissly. So that's a decision the Seahawks have to ask themselves. Peter makes that point there. Okay, would you rather have the guy that is a better football player like Noah Fant, or would you rather have the guy that you can get more out of as far as that goes with Will Dissly potentially, on that front? Either way, that's a decision the decision makers have to think about one way or the other as far as that goes. But you raise a good point there, Peter, as far as I'm concerned. Petey Carroll writes in, what are the chances the Seahawks trade for Chase Young? Chase Young, his trade value has gone down from what it was when he entered the league. Remember, he's the former number 2 overall pick from the Washington Commanders, and there was a lot of hype, a lot of excitement when he entered the National Football League about what he was going to do at this level. And he had a great rookie season, but he hasn't really been healthy the last 2 years. I think Chase Young, if he's healthy, can be spectacular in the National Football League. I think he can be that guy if he's healthy. What I don't know, the injuries that he's had the last couple of years, was it just bad luck? Is it going to affect him long term? Or is he okay? And that is kind of the thing that the Seahawks and other teams have to measure here. I'd be willing to take that chance. I am all open to the possibility of Chase Young with the impact he would bring to this football team. I think it's worth taking a shot. And for a player of his skill level to be as discounted as he is right now, I think you could probably get him for about a second-round pick. That's a chance worth taking. And if you're the Seahawks, remember, you are all in right now. You are at a unique time, such a time as this for the Seattle Seahawks, to take advantage of what they have in this roster. Why not? Go ahead and pull the trigger and go for it as far as I'm concerned. What do you think? Trade for Chase Young, T for trade, P for pass. You tell me, what do you think? Should the Seahawks trade for Chase Young or not? Tell me what you think in the comment section, T for trade, P for pass. Adriano says, how does it work this year with the preseason cuts? We only have to make one official rooster cut, right? I think he means roster cut, but nonetheless, maybe a roaster cut or whatever you're trying to say there too, Adriano. The post-June 1 cuts, a team can that scenario, it all blows my mind as far as that goes. I believe before June 1, you're allowed up to 2 players. And then after that, it's all based on trying to free up roster space to get to that magic number of 90 as far as that goes. 90 players you can have on a roster for the time being, and then later on you get down to 53. It is a mess. It's hard to figure out. But remember, the Seahawks made a lot of cuts early in this process of free agency to make things easier on them right now. JSN The Goat checking in says, should the Seahawks trade for Patrick Queen? Well, Patrick Queen wasn't too happy with the Baltimore Ravens on draft night when they took Trenton Simpson from Clemson to compete to be one of their starting middle linebackers. And Patrick Queen, the problem that you have with Patrick Queen is he's out of position. I don't like the idea of Patrick Queen playing off-ball linebacker in that Baltimore Ravens defense. I think that they have him playing the wrong position. Whether you have him on edge or have him on safety, whatever it may be, that's where he belongs, not where he's playing right now. And so in the Seahawks case, Patrick Queen, you know, I don't know, quite frankly. I lean towards no because of the cost that he could command and just the unprovenness. We expected more out of him, and he hasn't put it all together the way that we thought he would. I would personally lean towards no. And ultimately, I think Baltimore is going to sign a new deal with him anyway and keep him around, keep him happy. He showed up to OTAs there in Baltimore. Seems unlikely that they move on from him at this point, I think. What do you think? Should the Seahawks trade for Patrick Queen? Y for yes, in for no. Tell me what you think in the comments section. Should they make a move for Patrick Queen or not? Y for yes, in for no. Folks, we got hats on sale. Whether it's the current logo or throwing back to the AFC days, whatever you're feeling, we got you covered. Hats, also beanies on sale. We got camo as well. Up to 30% off while supplies last. Get yours today, and you'll be glad you did. Representing your favorite team. Got to have a hat to be wearing around when you're going to your cookouts or mowing the backyard and representing your favorite team. Rock out with your hawk out, right? Get yours today, up to 30% off now. Chatsports.com/Seahawks hats to get yours, and you will be glad you did. All right, got time for another question or two before I wrap up here. Adriano says, trade. Yeah, I also think Gino was working with D this offseason. I would try to get a 6th or 7th round pick or keep him. Cutting him would be one season too early. I would only cut him if he gets beat out. If he doesn't win the job, then and if somebody's better for that spot, then yeah, then you cut him. I wouldn't cut him today, but you know, if it comes down to it, I'd be open to that discussion later on when you get down to the end of the 53-man rosters. If you can get a 6th or 7th round pick for him right now, that'd be gravy. Problem is, I don't see anyone in their right minds trading for a receiver who's had 17 catches in 2 seasons. Why would you give up a 6th or 7th round pick for that? Sounds like a nice idea in theory, but tell me who. Tell me who's making that trade. I'll tell you who. No one. Botcha Director with the last question. It's too early to trade Fant, mainly because it was his first year, and I believe he bounces back. I mean, sure, you can say it was his first year all you want, but at the end of the day, year 4, you were supposed to have a breakout season. It's put up or shut up time when you get into year 4 in the National Football League as a skill position player, and you were in a pretty good offense as is. I like Noah Fant. Hopefully he does have a breakout season of some sorts. I rather keep him because I don't think you're going to get a ton for him as far as that goes. His market would be better than Will Dissly's, but I would keep Noah Fant around as far as they go. Name a player the Seahawks should trade for. Give me one name that comes to mind of somebody they should bring in. Tell me what you think in the comments section below.